Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Satisfactory. In the last episode, I had to track down an issue with our copper production because, well, we weren't making any, and eventually tracked it down to our trucks were getting stuck at the loading area to load the ore from the miners. I initially thought it was an issue with the trucks. But then I noticed that the power indicator on the loading dock for the truck was red, which means it had no power. Because I, at some point, moved that power pole. I don't remember when I did it. I don't remember if it was in an episode or if it was during some of my off-screen work while I was kind of reorganizing some things. But at one point, I moved that tower and forgot to reconnect the power lines. So once we did that, everything started working the way it was supposed to. So that's good. And then we started working on the plan for the space elevator. And the plan is to move the space elevator up here onto a platform on top of this plateau. So we cleared the rocks that were up here, got the Mercer Sphere, and started working on this platform. I have since, I don't want to say I finished it, but I have built it out to be large enough for the moment. I've also started some ideas for what we're going to actually make this thing look like ultimately. And I moved the ladder over here. So we have a ladder there. And for the time being, I've added a little bit of ceiling here, and I do mean a little bit. And a ladder here so that it make it easier to get to. So that's good. So I think what we're ready to do is ready to move the space elevator up here and start working on a few other facilities that are going to be up here. So let's do that. And actually, we're going to move a couple of things. We're going to move the space elevator. There we go. And we're also going to move... Ooh, there's lots of stuff in the hub. Hold on. Is there a way to cut shoot? Like, I guess there isn't. Oh well, I guess we just gotta wait. Alright, a few things that we can deal with easily. I believe this is where the wood goes. This is where the leaves go. And this is where the mycelium goes. Or mycelia. Okay. Oh, we can also clean some stuff up, I think. Like, I'm not gonna need this 100 sulfur. Let's just turn all these animal parts into protein so we can consolidate. There we go. The sulfur we don't need. So we'll sink it. It's not going to be worth much, but we'll sink it anyway. That is a lot of wire we're carrying. Alright, well. Let's grab everything. Pick up the hub. Why do I have that out? I don't need that. Okay, don't try and turn all the way around when you're on a ladder. Alright, space elevator. Where are you going to go? Alright, well, we need to think about orientation. Alright, so we have inputs there, we have inputs there. We could do inputs like this. I'm kind of more inclined to do this. And I'm also kind of inclined to put it... You know what I need? You know what I need? I need this. This will help me orient things. Actually, I think we want things oriented like this. Always like seeing that come down. Alright. Now, the other thing we need to do is we need to build the hub again. And I think the hub is going to be placed kind of right here. Put the stuff back. We'll probably store that there. Just have to remember that it's there. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so the other thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna build a little office. And in this office, we're gonna have our ma'am. We're gonna have an equipment workshop. And we're gonna have an awesome shop. So they don't have enough screws. Should probably also put a crafting bench in here just so that we have one. So I don't have to keep running all the way back into the hub to just make stuff. How much do I need? 200 total. You know, I probably could go into the factory and grab some, but this shouldn't take too long. All right, awesome shop. There we are. Good visibility. All right. This needs to be properly painted. Alright. Very good. Now, you don't actually need power, right? No. Alright, now. We need to send belts in that direction from here. And so, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do it right here. So we need a wall with 3 conveyor ports. Because right now there we have 3 belts. It's going to head in that direction. Now, the output from all of these boxes, we're going to split. Except that that didn't line up at all. There we go. Line up with the right thing. Yep, those are Mark 1 belts. Okay. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do you know what? I don't mind that. Alright, these are all on Mark 1, right? Yes. Okay. These are being made quite slow. And it has nothing to do with the availability of materials. Well, maybe it does. Alright, doesn't matter. Oh no, we're not going to do that. We need to split first. Conveyor splitter. actually. Alright, that lines up. Alright, so then you are going to come in here. And I want you to be on straight mode. Okay. Is it there? Yeah, it's there. Oh, I need to leave room for that. Okay. Well, yep, it's gonna have to elevate. Still need to be elevated when we're about that point. Alright, well, what if I do this slightly differently? What if I... Still... Alright, needs to get to that point, and then we can lift. And then we can lift. It's a little odd, but it'll do what it needs to do. Oh, right. You need... Aside from those things put back where they came from, except we can't. Can I put them here? Yes, okay. We need a splitter. Alright, now what we need to do is I need a conveyor merger. It is going to have to be the other direction. Okay. Okay. So that's the outputs. Inputs. Conveyor belt is too long. Oh, canceled it. Okay. So we're all going to merge here, and then we're going to put a box here. Not two boxes, just one box. Alright, so that's going to fill up with a bunch of all of this. And then what we're going to need to do is run the belts from there up to there. What I'm inclined to do figure out how I'm supposed to get back up there from down here. That works for now. Let's see, conveyor floor hole. so we should have our inputs there, and then what we're going to have here. Now that's where the ladder is, so what I'm going to need is a conveyor wall. Actually, we probably want to put the conveyor wall there. This is no longer needed for alignment. So then what we're going to do is just underneath of here. We're just going to let the belts do whatever the belts are going to do. Because you won't see it. Once everything's all buttoned up, you won't see it. Now, we somehow need to get a belt. From there to there. I'm inclined to do something along those lines. Now, how would that work? Hanging the belts underneath of that, I mean, would potentially work. I mean, I guess you can see it if you look through there, but... hanging those belts is going to be tough. Actually, it looks like it's not going to be that difficult, really. back, so they're going to be slightly off-center. Which, I don't think that's going to be really a problem if I use default, except I'm out of iron plate. Just need to go grab it. Get back upstairs. I want to at least get this part done. Because there is also a reason why I'm putting things in this box, which I'll show in a bit. Now the question is, again, it's not centered, unfortunately, but function over form right now. All right. There we are. We are now feeding those materials into the space elevator. Now, what we're going to do here real quick, just before we end the episode, is we're going to hook this up. Which is going to be the awesome sink. Because we're going to sink this stuff as well because, well, I need the most valuable thing that I've got to go into the sink right now to get lots of coupons because I need some stuff in the awesome shop. So, So half of everything that we're producing is going to go into... There we are. Things are arriving. Beautiful. Now I do need to keep an eye on this, because this thing will just happily chew through everything. Well, we already have 4 more coupons. Alright, we'll go ahead and end the episode here, and I am going to keep an eye on this. You know, I should probably also put an awesome shop over here, but like literally right there. I just need some more screws. Alright, well, I'll think about that. Okay, but for now, we'll go ahead and stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time.